Hello friends, you're welcome to today's tutorial. Today we will be making this beautiful layered skirt or tiered skirt and a crop shirt. I made this beautiful two-piece set for a 5-year-old girl. This is very easy to make, so if you're interested to learn how to make this skirt and shirt, then let's begin. For the skirt and shirt, I used 2 yards of light cotton fabric, matching thread and elastic. So the skirt is a 3-step tiered skirt, and for that 3 tiers I have cut out 3 pieces of fabric for them. So these pieces I am assembling here are the pieces that I use for the skirt, and I have placed them here on fold. They are folded into two. So on fold, the first layer is measured at 26 inches, the second layer is at 36 inches, while this third layer is at 46 inches. Okay, so now this first layer is the shortest one, and I cut it at 6 inches length, while the two other steps are at 8 inches length. So now let's head over to the sewing machine. So this is the first layer, and what I am going to do first is to fold the waistline. Now this is me trying to create an elastic channel of 1 inch. So the size of the elastic I'm using is 1 inch, so I am creating this channel a little bit wider than 1 inch. Okay, so just fold in half and then fold in the bigger part and stitch. So I'm going to be passing elastic into this channel, and I have cut out an elastic length of 20 inches. So I am going to use a pin to pass this elastic into this channel that I have created. Okay, so just keep going until you get to the end of the opening. So right here I have passed it out on this side. I am going to hold it down with a stitch on this side. Please make sure you hold this down so it doesn't pull inside and you have to start over again. So I passed in this other side as well, and now I am going to stitch it. Make sure that the elastic doesn't leave your hand or your side. So I have stitched it to the fabric. Right now I am going to distribute it evenly in the elastic channel. So this is the second layer of the tiered skirt, and I am just making a little pleat ruffle on it. I am going to be joining this ruffled second layer to the first layer, which I added elastic on with just about half of an inch. Now when joining the second layer to the first layer, ensure you stretch it out. You stretch out the first layer. Okay, not too much actually, but ensure you do this carefully so that the second layer waistline is able to go around the first layer bottom part. I hope you got that. Okay, so I have successfully joined the first and the second layer together, and this is the outcome. So for the third layer, I simply hemmed the bottom part and I'm going to pleat. So I have pleated the third layer, and now I am going to be joining the pleated part to the bottom part of the second layer. Okay, so when pleating these fabrics, you ensure you don't pleat it too much. Okay, because if you pleat it too much, they may not be able to go around where you want to attach them to. Okay, so too much pleating will make the length to be shortened. So I have attached the 3 layers here, and what I have to do now is to close the back. So I will join the center back together and go ahead and stitch. Okay, so basically the skirt is ready. It's as simple as that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn it over to the right side so you see what it looks like. Okay, so this is it. Very beautiful. Now let's move on to the shirt part. This is the front part of the shirt. I have it here on fold at 10 inches and the length is 28 inches. Now I will be placing the back part on top of the front part, And this back part, I have placed it to be 3 inches away from the front part. Okay, so this 3 inches is for button placket, and I'm going to mark a starting line, just a starting line as a guide right here, which is also going to be as the shoulder. Now the length of the back piece is 18 inches and the front is 28 inches. So I'm going to mark shoulder at 6 inches and then armhole depth at 6.5 inches. So I'm going to draw a mark straight from the shoulder to the armhole depth line. On the chest line here, I marked 8 inches, and on the waistline, I marked 9 inches. So I'm going to connect the side like this. So I'm going to now create the armhole curve. For the neckline width, I used 2.5 inches and I slanted the shoulder by half of an inch and connected to the neckline. For the back neckline, I used half of an inch and then I curved the neck like so. So basically this is for the back piece. Okay, now I am going to just mark out the length of the back piece on the front piece because that is the actual length of the shirt. Now I am going to go ahead and cut this out. Okay, just watch the area that I am cutting out. So after cutting to this point, I took the back piece up. Now I'm going to be marking out an extension for the tie in the front piece. So for that, I used 4 inches from the main center front. So I am going to now cut this out. Okay, so this is going to serve as the tie at the front. Now for the front neckline, I am going to be marking 2 inches, including the half inch that we cut out for the back. So that will be making it 2.5 inches for the neckline deepness. Okay, so I am going to now trim off the front neckline. So this is what the front pieces look like. You can see it looks different from the back, and this is what the back piece looks like. Okay, so let's cut the sleeve before we go and sew. Now for the sleeve, I folded my fabric 2 times. Now I'm going to mark the length of the sleeve at 6 inches. I used 6 inches for the length of the sleeve. To create the sleeve cap height, I came down by the side by 3 inches and I just went ahead to create the sleeve head like so. On the upper part of the sleeve, I marked 7.5 inches and on the down part, I marked 6.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to connect the side of the sleeve this way. Now I will cut it out. We are done cutting. Let's head to the sewing machine to sew. To create the button placket on the front pieces, I folded the front part into two like so, and I'm going to run a stitch. So remember, I used 3 inches. I left 3 inches for this button placket, and I am folding it this way because this fabric is quite light, so I needed to give it a bit of stiffness. So I'm going to run this from the top to the end of the front pieces. I'm going to also hem the end of the shirt and also this extension we carved out for the tie at the front. Okay, so just fold in a little piece inwards like I am doing here. I just made a notch on this angle to help me be able to fold that side because it's quite tricky, so you have to be extra careful when you get to this angle. Okay, but however it is doable, so just keep folding in and stitching. So what I did for the first part, I will do for the other part of the shirt as well. You know, there are 2 pieces for the front. After I was done with this, next I am going to be joining the shoulders of the front and back together. So I placed the back piece on the front pieces and went ahead to join them at the shoulders. After joining the shoulders, next is to fix the sleeve. So I'm going to note the middle point of the sleeve by folding it into equal half and giving the midpoint a notch. So I'm going to place that midpoint on the shoulder point line, and I am going to stitch one side first. I'll stitch from the midpoint of the shoulder to the end of the armhole first. Then after I move back to the middle of the shoulder on the other side to stitch the other way. Okay, so this is what I was trying to explain. So this is the same way I am going to attach the other part of the sleeve. Now I am going to fold in the end of the sleeve. So after folding the end of the sleeve, then I'll proceed to join the side of the shirt together with the side of the sleeve. I hope you take a moment to share and like this video so it's able to go viral on YouTube. Please help me to be able to create more content on here because it's really not easy and I need your support, and only your support can give me the motivation and the growth that I desire. Thank you. So the next thing left now is to take measurement of the neckline for the cutting of the collar. So I'm going to measure from here, not from the bottom placket. So I took measurements and I got 6.5 inches. So I am going to be cutting the collar with this piece of fabric that is 15 inches and 10 inches long. I'll fold this fabric 2 times. I'll fold this way and then fold this way. For the height of the collar, I'll be using 4 inches. So I am going to mark 4 inches around here. If you want a shorter collar, you can use 3 inches or 3.5. So I connected the marks straight. On the part I'll be joining to the neckline, I marked 7 inches. Then on the upper part, I marked 7.5 inches. So I connected that curve like this. So this is it. I will cut it out. For this collar, I added a little soft gum, to make it have structure. So I am going to stitch close the sides of the collar first. I'll stitch close the sides and then turn it to the right side. So this is the collar. I will push out the pointy edge with this my scissors so it appears sharp and clean. Alright, so I'll now proceed to join this collar to the neckline. Now when joining the collar to the neckline, you start from the part you took measurement from, not from the beginning. You start from where the button placket stops. Okay, so I am going to stitch the collar around that area. Now I will cut out a bias strip of fabric that I'll be using to cover up the roughness on the collar side or on the neckline side. Okay, so I cut out a bias strip of fabric that I'll be using to cover the roughness on the neckline. Okay, so if you cannot do this, you can weave this area, but this method is neater. So I'll just stitch it from the beginning to the end, and the end part you fold in this way because it's also good supposed to extend to the button placket. So now I'm going to double fold. You know this pattern already, so this is to finish up the finishing. All right, so after you're done with this, just go ahead and make your buttonholes and attach your button. So for me, I did not use buttons. What I used was pressing button. So you can use whichever one that is okay for you, whichever one that is available for you, or whichever one your client requires. Okay, so this is the end of today's tutorial. I hope you found one or two helpful tips in this video. Please don't forget to like this video. Please just like the video. Subscribe to this channel if you're yet to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye.